Today we are going to discuss statical electricity. First of all, we will discuss Coulomb's law. According to Coulomb's law, if we consider two point charges Q1 and Q2, it may be uh, Q1 is positive and Q2 is also positive. Similarly, it may happen Q1 is negative and Q2 also negative. And in the third case, Q1 may be positive and Q2 may be negative. In the first case, Q1 and Q2 both will repel each other since both are similar charges, so they will repel each other. Similarly, in the second case, Q1 and Q2 will also repel each other since both are similar charges. And in the third case, Q1 and Q2 will attract each other since both the charges are of opposite polarity, so they will attract each other. Now, according to Coulomb's law, the attractive or repulsive force, if we consider it as F, will be proportional to the product of the two charges, and F will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between these two charges. And if we combine these two equations, then we can get F will be proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square. If we transform this proportionality to equality, then there will be a proportionality constant, which is K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K is a proportionality constant. The value of K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, where epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space. And its value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square. Now we can discuss the Coulomb's law in vector form. For that purpose, we can consider the Cartesian coordinate system x, y and z, and this is the origin. Let us consider two point charges q1 and q2. Q1 is from origin at r1 distance and q2 is at r2 distance. Then the distance between these two charges q1 and q2 will be either r12 or if we consider in the reverse direction, R21. If we consider R21, then R21 will be R1 minus R2, and if we consider R12, then it will be R2 minus R1. Now in vector notation, Coulomb's law will be F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r12 square into unit vector r12. In other notation, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 q2 by r12 cube into vector r12. Next, the dielectric constant of the medium. What is the dielectric constant of the medium? Dielectric constant is defined as the ratio of the permittivity of that medium by permittivity of vacuum. Permittivity of that medium is written as epsilon, and permittivity of vacuum or free space is epsilon 0. So the ratio K is equal to epsilon by epsilon 0. It is one of the most important equation of this chapter. Next, we will discuss superposition principle of charges. If we consider different point charges q1, q2, q3, q4 and so on, let it is qn. The distance from q1 to q2, say r21, in opposite direction, consider this in opposite direction. This is say r31, this is say r41 and so on. This is rn1. Now the force exerted by these charges, say q2, q3, q4, qn on q1 will be the vector sum of the different forces exerted by q2, q3, q4 and so on by, to qn. Like F1 is the total force on q1, is equal to if 2 1 plus if 3 1 plus if 4 1 plus so on up to if n1, where if 2 1 is the force exerted by Q2 on Q1. Similarly, if 3 1 is the force due to Q3 on Q1 and so on. This is force due to Qn on Q1. Therefore, if 1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R21 cube into vector R21 plus Q1 Q3. Actually, it can be written as Q2 Q1, it is Q3 Q1 by R31 cube R31 vector plus Q4 Q1 by R41 cube vector R41 and so on up to Qn Q1 by Rn1 cube vector Rn1. In general, it can be written as if I is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 summation of Qi Qj by Rij cube vector Rij, where I not equal to j. Look at here. Here there is no R where the subscript is similar. This is R21, this is R31, this is R41 and so on, but there is no one is R11. So only possible case is R21 or 31 or 41 or similarly up to n1, but no one is R11. So here the only possible case is Rij, where I not equal to j. Now we will discuss linear charge distribution. What is linear charge distribution? Look at here. If there is some charges or positive charges, it may be negative charges, we will consider here positive charges on a line. It may be a simple copper wire. If we charge a copper wire or any metallic wire by some charges, it can be like this form, and this kind of charge distribution is called linear charge distribution. Now For this kind of linear charge distribution, we will define a special quantity that is called linear charge density, which is defined as lambda is equal to dq dt, where lambda is the linear charge density. Linear charge density in algebraic form, lambda is equal to simply, sorry, this is dl, sorry, this is dl, very sorry, q by l, where q is the charge on this line and l is the length of this line. So this linear charge density is q by l, where if we consider this equation from this figure, this is a small element that is called dl. Now from this equation, dq is equal to lambda dl, which is equation number 1. Now if we consider here a small point charge q0, then the force on this small point charge due to this element dl will be df is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q0 into lambda dl by distance is r1 or r, simply r square into unit vector r. Then the total force due to this line F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 integration over L q0 lambda dl by r square into unit vector r. By simplification we can get F is equal to q0 lambda by 4 pi epsilon 0 within integration lambda dl by r square into unit vector r over L. Similarly, surface charge distribution. If we consider a simple surface like this and it is charged by some charges, maybe it is positive, maybe it is negative. Then the surface charge density sigma is defined as total charge on the surface by the surface area, and in calculus notation sigma is equal to dq ds or dq is equal to sigma ds. In algebraic form, sigma is equal to q by s, where s is the surface area. Now, if we consider a point charge q0 at some distance r from an elementary surface here, this elementary surface is ds and the distance between this elementary surface and q0 is r. Then the force on this point charge q0 due to this small element will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q0 into sigma ds by r square into unit vector r. This is df. Therefore, the total force due to this complete surface will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 integration over s q0 sigma ds by r square into unit vector r is equal to q0 by 4 pi epsilon 0 integration sigma ds by r square into unit vector r over s. Next, volume charge distribution. Let us consider a volume. It is a closed volume like this. It is also uniformly charged. Like this. We will discuss about this part more rigorously in our future videos, because volume charge for this case, not each cases resides on a uniform manner, but for metals charges reside on the only on the surface. So for this case it is uniform charge density, but this case the charge is uniformly distributed throughout the volume, not only on the surface. So for this case, the volume charge density rho is equal to total charge in the volume by the volume. Therefore, in calculus notation, rho is equal to dq dv. Therefore, dq is equal to rho dv. If we consider a point charge q0 at some distance r from a small volume or small volume element dv, then the force due to this small volume element df is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 integration over v q0 rho dv by r square into unit vector r, or q0 by 4 pi epsilon 0 integration over rho dv r square into unit vector R over V.